Hey guys, it's Grayson, and I'm going to talk about some funny and awkward trans situations that hopefully you guys can connect to. These things have certainly happened to me on several occasions. A lot of them have to do with before coming out. Um, so yeah. So, supply teachers at school were a fun one when my name was still my birth name on the attendance. So this is grade 9 and 10. Um, because people perceived me as male and they saw a female name and could not make sense of it. So I would get things like, I remember in grade 10 science, one of the supply teachers who had a seating plan with the names written on where we were sitting, she came up to me and said, "Excuse me, sir, can you please go back to your regular seat?" And I just kind of looked at her and went, "I'm in my regular seat." And she just looked at me, looked at the paper, looked at me, and then went, "I'm so sorry," and then walked away. And I'm like, okay, that was funny. And then I would get things like, "Is this your name?" And I'd be like, yes, unfortunately that is my name. And then they'd go, "Oh, that's unique for a guy," and I'd go, yes it is. And another thing is making male names from a female name. I would get that constantly. I can understand why they'd get it if I said my birth name to them. They would perceive it or mishear like what I was saying, and they would hear a male name because they're seeing a male in front of them. So they would automatically try and morph the female name that I've said to them into something that made sense to them. Whoa, those are loud. Okay. So that happened constantly, but it also, for whatever reason, happened when they saw my name written on paper. They would come and ask me, they'd be like, is this how you pronounce this? And they'd make up some random male name that maybe started with the same letter but did not sound anything like it, or look like that's how you would say it. And it was very entertaining. I feel like a jerk for laughing at these people, but you gotta make something funny out of this situation, because what else is there to laugh at? So that was always fun. It blew me away how the human mind works like that. Like, they see a male, and you automatically try and fit all the pieces together so that it makes sense to you. And it's really funny to watch. When you know the whole situation, you know what's going on, but you know that nobody else around you does. So I've also had some awkward conversations with some male friends of mine who are not aware of my situation. I am in a couple of clubs at my school. I'm in GSA, I'm in anime club, and I'm also in K-pop club, because I'm that cool. And anime club seems to be, I'm pretty much out to everybody in K-pop club because there's only like 4 of us, and one of the other members is trans as well, so I'm out to him, and he's out to, and the rest of the members are all like, they're like 3 other friends of his, and they're all supportive of him, so I'm just like, whatever, they can know if they want, I don't really care. Anime club, however, I'm not out to a lot of people there, only the other trans members, I'm out to, so, my neighbor's there. So basically, what has happened in anime club is that, there are about 4 other trans guys in anime club, and they're all out to everybody there, or they try to be, because they are constantly getting misgendered, so they let people know because they don't want to to keep happening. So they're like, I'm a guy, I go by this name, you know, whatever. So they're out. I am not, because I don't want to be. Because they perceive me as male, and I don't feel like they should know anything else, because I am male. And so basically we were playing this game. I think we were playing, like, I have no idea what it's called. And I was trying to guess a name of a main character, and I should have known it because it's one of my favorite anime, and the name slipped my mind. And the guy next to me goes, if you don't get this right, I am going to sack you so hard that you're going to cough up your balls onto the floor. And I looked at him, and all I could think of was, let me see. I'd love to see you try. And then I kind of look over at the other trans guys in the room, and they're like holding themselves in, like, oh my god, that was funny, right? But they don't want to laugh and like alert the guy to, like, that there might be something off about me. But we had a good laugh about that. And then another thing that happened, a friend of mine, he is friends with some of the other trans guys in Anime Club, and he has other trans friends besides them as well. So he's very aware and educated. And I guess he just didn't know I was trans. I assumed he did. I guess that was my mistake. But basically we were talking about anime, and how in anime, most of the time, you have to assume the character's male until proven female, because that's just kind of the way it works. And I was saying, you can pretty much tell which ones are female because typically they have huge chests or none at all. And he turned to me and he said, but you know, some guys are born biologically female and they are male, and they live as male but they still live in a female body. And I looked at him and I said, really? That's interesting. And just kind of walked away, because like the situation that was done, but I was laughing so hard on the inside because I thought he knew, and he didn't, clearly. I've told several people that story. We had a really good laugh about it because that is one of the greatest things that's ever happened to me. Because it's one thing for people to say things like the other guy in Anime Club, but it's another thing entirely for someone to try and tell me that there's trans people, that trans guys exist, and I just kind of go, really? That's fascinating. So that was a good day. I had a good day. Another thing, and I feel like a jerk for saying it, but when I was in like grade 9 and 10, and I was not out to a lot of people, and even a bit in grade 11, kind of did this, I would let people struggle with pronouns and stuff. I wouldn't give them any help at all as to what to call me, because I just didn't. Because I wasn't out, so I didn't want to say male because I was scared, and I didn't want to say female because I'm not. So I just let them feel uncomfortable, and then laugh about it later, which probably wasn't, you know, the nicest thing to do, but whatever. So I'd have friends who I could hear them going on a track where they'd have to use a pronoun for me, and then they'd just kind of like stop and kind of look at me expectantly, and I'd just kind of turn away and be like, whoa, that's a nice tree over there. And I just let them struggle, and then they'd have to completely change what they were going to say. So I would do that. And the thing too was I never really came out. I came out to the friends that I felt that I saw every day and hung out with every day. That's who I came out to. Everybody else, I let them figure it out on their own. Anybody else who knew me as female, I didn't tell them that I was trans. I just let them go with it. So they'd come up to me, you know, some of them just kind of start using my male name, and male pronouns without even talking to me or anybody else because they don't want to feel left out. They see that other people are calling me that and they don't want to feel awkward and left out, so they just start doing it too. And I found that really funny. And then like a year later they come up to me and go, "Are you trans?" Because I didn't know, and I've been calling you this and this because I don't know. And they're like, "Well, why didn't you tell me? You just kind of like let me do this on my own." I'm like, "Well, I didn't feel like it, so." But I found it funny that people just kind of switch even without saying anything because they don't want to feel that awkward, like, left out sort of, like, why am I the only one using female pronouns for you? Why am I the only one still calling you this name? They just change because they don't want to deal with other people asking them questions and stuff, and I found that really funny. The other thing that I found funny was people that didn't recognize me after I got my hair cut. It was really weird because, especially in gym class, I was in a female gym class because there's no co-ed gym in any of the high schools in my area, and you only need one gym credit. So I got that in grade 9, first semester, and I saved getting my hair cut until after that because I didn't want people to see me going in the female change room. Because I wanted people to see me as male, so I didn't want to get my hair cut before I was done with that, because I never went in female bathrooms, and I didn't want people seeing me going in the girls' change room, because then they'd be like, okay, that's just the, masculine girl. No. So I just found it funny how the girls that were in my gym class, after I got my hair cut, and I changed my name, had no idea who I was. Like, no idea. And they completely treated me like a different person, because to them I was, I guess. They treated me like shit when they thought I was female, and then all of a sudden, they see me completely differently and they had no idea who I was. And I just found that really weird. It was really awkward at the time because I couldn't figure out what was going on, and then I realized they have no idea who I am. They don't know that was me. So that was interesting. I've experienced some fun things. I don't know, you really gotta find the humor in the situation, because being trans isn't always easy, it isn't fun, it isn't, pleasant most of the time. So when things like this happen, you really gotta kind of have a sense of humor about it and laugh, because there are some days that I really need to laugh, and this stuff kind of cheers me up a bit, because it's pretty funny, at least in my opinion. Well, I'll probably end up making another video today because it's really sunny out, so the lighting is better. Yeah, so thanks for watching, and if you have any comments, questions, anything, send them to me. If you have any topic suggestions that you'd like me to cover, that'd be great. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.